What's going on, everybody? This is Al from NCAA 06 Revival, and today I'm going to start another Dynasty. Yes, I know this will be the third new Dynasty in the last several days. Regarding the New Mexico State Dynasty, I accidentally saved over that file when I started the Army Dynasty, and I feel pretty bad about that, but I think I'll get over it in time. With regards to the Army Dynasty, I'm not quite sure how beneficial that dynasty will be for you all. I mean, I can run slam, dive, counter, and option all day. I think that's some of the easiest stuff, and you guys probably already know how to run those plays. Running the ball from under center is simple. Just follow your blocks and don't abuse the speed button, and that's basically it. I think it's the passing game is what you guys are really probably want to learn more about, so you can add that to your pro style offense or to whatever offense you can think of. So, yes, I'm going to start a new dynasty. What I've thought about doing is I'm going to stick with the independent route so I can mix up my schedule however I want. But I'm also going to pick a Division II school. Make it really hard on myself. I went through the list of schools that I decided to go with, and the way I'm going to go about doing this is I'm going to showcase my ace spread offense, my single back spread offense, whatever you want to call it. I think this offense is probably the simplest offense to teach, to pick up, to learn. It's got a lot of passing concepts, but I only use one formation, and I think you guys will get a whole lot out of it because I use a lot of motion and a lot of varied concepts to where it could be applicable across any other offense that you deem to want to use. So after you see these plays over and over again, you'll be like, okay, I understand this concept. I'm going to go ahead and try that out in my pro-style offense or whatever offense you like to use. And this offense does that. I'm going to show you that offense real quick, and then we'll go into starting my dynasty with the preseason, and I'll show you which team I picked. But first, let's go to the offense. You see 9 formations here. The entire offense is out of one formation. It's the ace spread. I could do anything and everything out of it. My opinion, it's probably the best formation in the game because it spaces everything out. You have downhill running, and you got great passing concepts. I don't need any other formations or plays to go with it. There's more than enough concepts in that one formation that I can just go up and down the field with. The only other formations that I might use, it just kind of depends, is when I get down to the goal line. I think I have a couple ideas of how to use the ace spread even on the goal line. But if that doesn't work out, I'm either going to use strong normal or I tight. Since I'm running a spread offense, the game forces me to carry 2 tight ends and a fullback, so I will at least have a couple formations to use those guys for the goal line purposes. But other than that, everything will come out of the ace spread. Now, let's go through the plays real quick, and I'll just show you sort of what to look for. I'll cover my audibles here in a minute. Those will change every season. Let's go into the ace spread. You'll notice slot crosses on the left. That's a good universal play. Got a couple shallows with a corner route on one side with a post on the other. It attacks all areas of the field. It's good for third down and whatnot. Slam, we all know what slam is. That's going to be my go-to run play. Corners, it's a good corner play. You got 2 corners. On top of it, you got 2 shallow routes. It's good for attacking man and zone. Corners will be one of, I think, 4 plays in this formation that are mirrored concepts. You know, you got the same concept on either side. Play action dive. It's a good little universal play. You got a switch route or switch combination on the left, and you got a zig on the right with a corner. It can attack all areas of the field. Dive is not much different than slam. Curl flats, we've all seen enough of curl flats. I got mirrored concepts on both sides. Halfback option, that's going to be my option toss. Or if I got to run a quarterback, I can run basic option out of it. Safety draw, it's another corner concept, but I got 2 hitches on the outside. It's basically a smash concept on either side. Both good against man or zone. I can use motion to make it even better. Counter is pretty good in this formation. With enough space in the middle and whatnot, you don't need a fast guard to pull for you. You just need somebody who can kind of plug up any gaps that'll be on the outside, or that'll be between the tackles. But it's a good outside run play. Then you got play action fake toss. You got a scissors concept on the left. You got a go route on the right with a shallow concept going across the middle. If the blocking's there, you got a lot of good possibilities. Halfback toss, I'm not a big fan of it, but actually can make it work somewhat because it's a real quick toss. He just grabs it and goes. So I might sprinkle some of that in, even though my option toss will probably take more place of this one. Then you got cross. It's another mirrored concept. With the help of motion, you can do a lot of zone stuff with it, or you can leave it as is and you can hit it with a lot of man. You got 2 in routes with 2 go routes. This is real good if you're going up against a nickel with some linebackers that are real slow. You'll have inside receivers that could probably beat them on the go routes. Again, very effective play. Slants, I'm not a big fan of slants, but this is actually a very good play on the goal line. So that's going to be my go-to goal line play. I'll experiment with it and just see how it goes. Draw play, it's actually not that bad from under center. It's quick. He just gets it and goes. That could be a nice little change-up play. Halfback clear out is the sister play of the halfback angle, or the triangle. I have a video dedicated to that one play alone. Halfback clear out is no different. You got an out route on the left with a go route beside it. That's your man side. Then on the right, you got an arrow play, pretty much a slant, with a post behind it. Those are your 2 zone reads. So if you're going up against man, you just look to the left. If you're going against zone, you just look to the right 2 routes. Quarterback draw, it's actually a pretty good play because it treats it almost like a power play. You got a running back that's going to block for you. I'll sprinkle some of that in, maybe. It just depends on my talent. Triangle, I have a video dedicated for that. Go back and check that out. It's one of the best universal plays in the game. Out route with a go on the left. Those are good man beaters. Then you got a zig on the right, which is a good zone beater and man. And if the defense breaks up in the middle, you got your halfback to give to. Counter option is literally no different than a halfback option. It's just to the left, so that's kind of a wasted play. And that's it. That's the entire offense. But out of the 18 plays, there's probably 15 I feel real good about. So that's 15 concepts to shuffle through. Now, what's real good about a spread is you can flip the play and it won't make a difference. It spreads everything out. It's even. It's just the most doable formation out there. A lot of options to go with it. So you'll get to see every bit of that. I think every bit of that will be beneficial for you. You'll be able to understand some of these basic concepts that are littered throughout the entire game. On top of, I have every type of pro-style run play I can think you can run in this game with slam and dive and counter and option toss and even the basic toss and the draw. So you'll get every pro-style concept you can think of, but with a lot of good passing concepts all built into one formation. So my entire offense is going to be based out of this one formation. It's going to be a lot of fun. Trust me, slinging the ball around, running up the gut. Recruiting is very simple with this offense. I'll get into that once we get into the preseason stuff, which we'll do now. Audibles, I don't really use them all that much, but I have them placed in here. I might go over those once I start my first game. As I said before, I went through the list of the teams in the Division II. I picked one team in particular for 2 reasons. One, I picked a team that has a decent quarterback with some handful of receivers. They're still pretty average, so it's going to be very hard for me to do anything my first couple of seasons, so it's not like I have an advantage. But at least I picked a team that's somewhat suitable to my offense. And there were several of those that were close to be able to run in my ace spread. The second reason was the uniforms are cool. I want my players to look good. If I'm going to stare at them for many seasons to come, they might as well have uniforms that I like. With that being said, we're going to start a new dynasty, and we're going to add a school. And like I said, I'm going to go with the independent route. That starts me out, pick whatever schedule I want, but it's still possible that I can get invited to a bigger conference down the road. And the team I picked is, drum roll please, Southeastern. Their uniforms are awesome, trust me. They got a decent group of receivers. They're like in the upper 60s, low 70s, so they're not world beaters. And I got a decent quarterback. So I'm going to pick them. We're going to go to the independents. I'm going to replace Temple. I'm not getting rid of Army, Navy, Notre Dame. There's too much tradition there. Okay. And then we're going to pick Southeastern. Let's edit my coach. Get this out of the way. White. Blonde. Got to go with the mullet, of course. Face. Let's go young one. And, okay. Yes, begin Dynasty. Okay. When it comes to breaking records, it doesn't keep track of that if you move a Division II school up. But that's not a big deal. We don't really care too much about single season stats. We're here to win trophies. So that's what we're going to do. I think you'll get a whole lot out of this particular dynasty because, like I said, this particular offense covers everything. All your basic passing concepts with your basic pro-style running concepts. So every play will be beneficial. All right. Let's go to the roster real quick, and I'll just show you what I have. Southeastern, by the way. Well, let's go to coach options. Pass heavy, spread, base. Let me just set this up real quick. I'll show you why I have to do 80% pass. This is actually a good balanced offense, but my halfbacks are non-existent right now, and you'll see that later on. Let me just take these off, and let's go to report card real quick. I have a win a season, receive a bowl bid, just the bare minimum. Okay, I'll show you the roster real quick. I got 4 guys that are 70 and above overall. And it just goes downhill from there. Look at all these 48s, 44s. It's pretty bad. On top of that, I have no freshmen. On top of that, I only have 46 players. So my first 4 or 5 seasons, it's going to be trying to find as many bodies as I can and not get too picky with recruiting outside of offense. I know exactly what I got to get, and we'll go into that here in a little bit. But if you notice, I got a decent quarterback. He's a junior, T.C. Gates. That's a cool name. But nothing behind him. If he's injured, I'm screwed. Halfback, non-existent. Fullback, non-existent, but that fullback's not really needed in my offense. Wide receiver, not too bad. 76, 70, 68, 68, and 62. A bunch of juniors and a senior. So majority of these guys will be coming back, thankfully. Tight end, I actually got a guy that's pretty fast, but he can't catch anything. So non-existent, but that's okay. Tight end is not that big of a deal in this offense. Tackle, terrible. Guard, terrible. Center, terrible. Defensive end, terrible. Defensive tackles, terrible. I got a good outside linebacker. He's just a junior, which is good. But behind him, terrible. Middle linebacker, terrible. Corners, terrible. Free safety, terrible. Strong safety, terrible. Kicker, punter, terrible, terrible, terrible. So I don't have much to work with. So this is a true rebuilding program. But it'll definitely be worth it 5 to 6 seasons down the road. Hopefully I can build a good enough roster to really do something with it. Let's go to preseason options. They got Navy and Clemson. Southeastern, they are in Louisiana. So I have a good Southern team to go with. What I'm going to do schedule-wise is at Virginia. I'm going to keep it fairly Southern, and they sort of done that. They put a lot of Looks like they got a lot of ACC schools in here. I'm not going to put any Division II schools in here. All of my road games will be real tough games, but my home games are going to be somewhat light. I got to keep it at least somewhat realistic. Utah, let's do Utah State at home. The home game here, I could do Kent State, Maryland. I could do Central Michigan. Bring some of these MAC schools down here. Western Michigan at home. I might leave that. West Virginia. Because, honestly, no Power 5 school will want to come to my school for a couple seasons, so I'm not going to have any big-time teams come for home games. Toledo, I might leave that. Let's do Troy. They're real close to where I'm from. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'll do 6 away and 5 home. That seems fair. I'll leave Arizona State at Wisconsin. That would be fun. That would be my Big Ten team. What I wanted to do was pick one team out of every Power 5 school or conference. So you got your Pac-12, your Big Ten. Here's another ad. I can go to. I can go up to Connecticut. Let's do Duke. I'm a big Duke fan, so let's go up to Duke. That's still gonna be real hard. I mean, they got more talent than I do. At Clemson, let's pick Mississippi State. I'm gonna be recruiting Mississippi really hard. At Virginia, I've already done an ACC school, so let's pick LSU. That's going to be my big rivalry. That's my ultimate goal, is to try to beat them one day. And let's go with, I've already done a Pac-12 school, I've already done an SEC school. At Notre Dame, independent. Pretty tough schedule. Got a lot of cool away games because I like going and visiting other schools. They got cool stadiums and whatnot. Like Wisconsin, they got a cool stadium. I think that's a reasonable schedule while still having a chance at home to win a game or two, especially for recruiting. So I think that's doable. Yes, I'm going to keep the schedule. Redshirting, I don't know. I'm not going to redshirt hardly anybody. There's no point. They're all so bad, I'm going to replace them all anyways. I got too many guys in the 40s and whatnot, so you may be seeing me recruiting a bunch of one-star kids. Okay. So I'm not going to recruit or redshirt anybody. Let's just go to the depth chart real quick, get that out of the way. 72 speed there. Let me just look at. He's got the better arm, but this guy's got a little better legs. I might put Weber here just in case. That way I can run a little option if need be. Halfback. Carry. Who's got the best carry? 50. You got two 59s right here. Break tackle. But they're not as fast. Awareness. Just not a lot to work with there. I'll just keep it as is. Again, I'm not going to give the ball to my halfbacks much. I'm pretty much going to throw every down because I got the receivers and the quarterback to do it. The fullback, just leave it as is. Receivers, this is going to be like my air raid offense. Everybody's going to get their touches throughout the season. I would, however, like to get speed on the inside. I want him there. 85 height. That's fine. All I really need is speed and guys who can catch. So it doesn't really matter where you put these guys because some games, some guys will get open and other times they won't. So tight end, I need some strength here. This guy's much stronger. I'm just going to put Walker there. I wish he could catch. I would throw him in there some. Left tackle, that's fine. Guard, strength, that's fine. A lot of 40s. It's going to be tough. Don't have much there. Tackle. Just injuries are going to be terrible. Speed. That's fine. 6'2", 320, but he's terrible. That looks good. That looks good. I don't even know what type of... I got 2... It doesn't matter what defense I do. Now, I will say this about my defense. Here's my philosophy. This offense is great for scoring quickly, and it's great for really slowing down the ball game, ball control. What I plan on doing is, since my defense will probably be so bad, my offense will be my defense. I'm going to chew a lot of clock. On top of that, I eventually have to play some defense. And with that, I'm going to blitz like crazy. It's going to be an all-or-nothing defense. I'm going to blitz, and if they score on me, no big deal, because the quicker they score, the quicker I get the ball back, and I can chew more clock, if that makes sense. I can't run my quarters. My guys are too slow and can't keep up with anybody. And they can't cover enough area because they're too slow. So it's going to be an all or nothing. We're going to blitz. We're either going to get to you, or you're probably going to score a touchdown. Either way, you're going to score quickly, or we're going to get the ball back quickly, which is good for our offense. So that actually will be pretty fun to watch, more or less. We'll see. Corners. I'm actually be able to run some nickel this go around. Where's he at? Let's do that. Fine. That looks... He's much faster. Tackle. His tackle's better, though. I need speed. I know he's a little bit better, but I need speed there. Kicker. Let's do this and back him up with the kicker. Oh, wow, my kicker can't even do nothing there. Let's get Robinson, Clayton Patton, and Greer. I really don't want Greer to do a whole lot of special teams. He's my go-to guy. Kick return, what did I do? Robinson, Patton, Greer. Robinson, Patton, Greer, and White. Kicking. Let's do... That was my kickoff center. Let's do that, and my backup center. All the way down to low 40. Okay. Oh, it's going to be tough, but it's going to be a lot of fun, I promise you. Let's just check who my captains are. TC Gates, that's good. I'm okay with that. The way they base captains is whoever is your best player with the highest awareness on that side of the ball. Apparently, my highest awareness guy is my quarterback at 76, which is kind of pitiful. And Holman, Zach Holman, will be my defensive captain. Okay. Let's go to recruiting real quick. All right, recruiting's very simple in this offense. Quarterback, I just need a guy with the best arm I could find. Halfback, the halfback will not be catching the ball a whole lot, so I just need a good runner. I can get real strong guys, or I can get fast guys. Basically, just get the best you can find. But they do not have to catch the ball a lot, which is good, so you can specialize a little. Receiver, I need catch and speed. Catch and speed, catch and speed. Height is not very important. A lot of my concepts are very short routes, so it's a very West Coast extreme type offense. So as long as they can catch and got some speed to break tackles and kind of get up the field, I'm all for it. Offensive line is the best I could find. And then defense is trying to find the fastest, best guys you could find. So it's very simple. Now, I'm curious to see what my pipelines will be. Let's go through here real quick. I know it'll be Louisiana, Mississippi, and I think Texas. I think those are the only three I'm going to stick with, but we'll just check real quick. They got Georgia. That's kind of weird. I could do Georgia, but Louisiana, big time. Thankfully, Louisiana has a lot of talent. And Mississippi. I'm going to hit those two as really hard and then go from there. Now, and then let me just go through these one more real quick. Make sure. I think Texas was the other one. And I'll do Texas. Texas is real close to Louisiana. So, and I got another one. Oh, that's overall. Okay. So Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi. I'm not going to do Georgia. I think that's a little too far off. Alabama's even closer, and Alabama's not even a pipeline. So I think I'm going to do Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi. Keep it simple. Now, for off-season, or for during season, I'm not even going to bother looking at defensive players. Like I said, my offense will be my offense and my defense because I can chew clock, among other things. In order for me to win ball games the first few seasons, I need good players on offense. That's my only chance. So I'm going to just really load up on offense, get the best 3-star kids I could find in those 3 states. Let's go to Louisiana. Quarterback, 3-star, 4.95. Yes, I'll go after him. Halfback, 5.35. That's pretty good. Let me back off of him and let's just go through these real quick. Halfback, I'm pretty good there. Wide receiver, I got some kids I can work with. Not going to bother about tight ends. Offensive line. Offensive line is actually more important about anybody in this offense. So I'm going to go ahead and get this. I don't care how smart they are. I don't have an academic school. 496.80. Smart. I got a couple here I can work with. Guard. Defensive tackle. Okay, not going to bother about that. Let's go to Mississippi. Let's just check out what I got there. I got one wide receiver. I got 6'5", 206. Don't know if he can catch, though. We'll just wait and see. Okay, really can't do nothing out of Mississippi, so that narrows it down a bit. And let's go to Texas. Here's a little 3-star kid, not very smart, but he might have a decent arm. Another good thing is I'm going to throw a whole lot. I don't need to go after wide receivers and quarterbacks too much during season because the quarterbacks and receivers will come in droves. If you watched my off-season of my New Mexico State Dynasty, when I was recruiting, I had every quarterback and receiver 3-star and below, was really looking hard at my school. Heck, I was even able to pick up that 4-star kid out of Texas, J.J. Whitlock. So I don't need to recruit quarterbacks and receivers too hard during the season. That's why I need to focus on halfbacks and offensive line. So that's what we'll do. I'm just going to go here. This guy's really tough, really strong. I'll go here. 620, 605. Remember that. 605, 620, 665. Man, that dude's huge. Really strong. I'm going to go after him. 605, 620. I think these other my guys in Louisiana were a little... 680. Yeah. Let's go after him. Here's an A-plus kid. But he's a little stronger. Not as smart. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to go after all 3. Let's go back to Texas. I've got that, and I'm going to go after both of these kids. He's really small. I'm not going to go after him. I need some size and some strength. Okay. Now let's go to halfback. And if I have room to spare, I can go after a quarterback or whatever. Louisiana, I got 3 guys I can go after. I'm going to go after all 3. They're all pretty fast, so I can make use of them. Go back to Texas. I got 2 scholarships left. How many? I went after 1 guard, 4. I didn't have any guards at Louisiana, did I? No. Okay. I got 2 scholarships left. What I can do is go after 1 quarterback and 1 center. I'm going to keep it. I don't think Mississippi had much in the way of receivers. He's tall, but he's slow. Don't know if he can catch. Quarterback. Okay, let's go to Louisiana. 6'4". I'm going to take a chance on this kid. He looks like he could be decent. Wide receiver, 4'4", 6'4". This guy's really fast, but he's not very smart. I'm going to keep a local, just get one of these kids. I need good blockers, too. 4.31's awful fast. Speed kills. Let's just go after him. Okay, that's all of our scholarships. So we went after 5 halfbacks, a bunch of linemen, and a receiver and a quarterback. Like I said, quarterback receiver won't be too hard to find in the offseason. Let's go to the Athlon Sports magazine real quick. It's not going to tell me much of anything, at least on my end. I mean, I'm at the bottom of the barrel. Let's play the first. Oh, that's our first week. Okay, we'll stop here. Again, hopefully, I really believe this Dynasty will be more beneficial than any other one I've done because it covers all the concepts that I think you guys can use to fit in your offense, whatever you guys like to use. It's also going to be like the simplest offense. I mean, it's just a one formation, but it's got a lot of quality in that formation. So stick around. This is going to be really fun. You'll get to check out their uniforms real quick in the next video. So stick around. It's going to be a lot of fun, fellas. And again, I'm sorry about the 2 previous dynasties. I hated that I saved over the New Mexico State Dynasty and the Army Dynasty. I just didn't think you guys would get a whole lot out of it. Me running 4 plays over and over again and not throwing a whole lot. I think you guys tend to like more help in the passing game than the run game. So you're going to get that out of this Dynasty in spades. Trust me. So come back, stick around, have some fun as we try to build up Southeastern into winners. I'll talk to you later.